Mr. Investor Lot, welcome back to the channel, baby. So today we have a very interesting video. It involves Cathie Woods, Mark from the YouTube channel Newsweed, and what Cathie Woods has said about Bionano Genomics. First of all, this is not financial advice, it's for entertainment only. Please stay till the end, because I want to get a conversation going between Cathie Woods and Eric Holmlin, who is the CEO of Bionano Genomics. So guys, this is how the story goes. Mark from Newsweed flew over to go and see Cathie Woods speaking at a conference. This conference surrounded cryptocurrency, faith, finance, and the future. This is a very interesting video because not only does she talk about the conception of ARK and the journey she's been through, she starts to talk about the different revolutions that are coming. She talks about disruptive innovation, and what was amazing was Mark managed to speak to her and ask for her thoughts on BNGO. So Mark approached her and he wanted to ask about Bionano Genomics. He said he holds over 1 million shares of Bionano Genomics and he wanted to know her thoughts on the company. Cathie Woods then said that her analysts believe and her analysts have told her that they think that Bionano Genomics is not scalable. So Mark then decided to shoot a message over to Eric Holmlin, the CEO. He wanted him to reply and respond to this and to discuss this. There's no inside information here. He just wanted to shoot him a message and see if Eric Holmlin will respond. Eric Holmlin then said that he believes Bionano is infinitely more scalable than PacBio. And then he discussed and said in the future, Bionano Genomics believe that they will reach 17,000 genomes per system per year, and they believe that this will turn into 70,000 genomes per year in a work cell. So what I want to discuss today is Bionano Genomics, scalability, and what's going to drive adoption.
First of all, follow us on Twitter, and if you think we are making a mistake in our assumptions, let us know.
The first thing we need to discuss is Bionano Genomics is not new to ARK Invest. In fact, they included it in their big ideas of 2021. They said it's part of the genomic toolkit, and they believe that the two relevant companies in the field of optical genome mapping are Bionano Genomics and Nabsys. Now, the reason they said they didn't invest in it is because of scalability. And I don't know in terms of the analysis the reason why they said it's not scalable. Because this is Sitopia, and I want to discuss why I believe Bionano Genomics is scalable. First of all, let's talk about BNGO's thoughts. They said, we believe that our currently addressable portion of the genome analysis market is estimated to be between $2.7 billion and $3.5 billion. And they believe that if they're able to successfully penetrate that current addressable market, this is going to spur additional research into creating new areas where Sapphire and optical genome mapping data can be used to improve medical care. Bionano Genomics has said that these may include preconception and prenatal genetic screening, uses to advance gene editing techniques, and precision medicine. So companies can say what they believe all the time, but let's actually see what's going on behind the scenes. One huge company that's currently using Bionano Genomics is Illumina. Illumina generated $3.2 billion in 2020 revenue, and they have 17,000 active sequencing systems installed. Now, in a previous earnings call, Eric Holmlin has stated that Sapphire can be used on a one-to-one basis with sequencers. So Illumina's already using Bionano Genomics Sapphire. They have 17,000 sequencing systems installed. Can this drive global adoption if they start to offer their clients optical genome mapping services alongside short-read sequencing? And just to prove it, if you take a look in the accounts receivable of Bionano Genomics, you will see Illumina in there. As of December 31, 2020, Illumina and Quest Diagnostics represented 17.3% and 10.1% respectively of the company's total accounts receivable balance. So landing just one client, landing Illumina and getting widespread adoption, them offering optical genome mapping services to their clients could drive the adoption of machines. Next, let's talk about PerkinElmer. So this is their presentation from 2021, June 24. PerkinElmer is utilizing Bionano Genomics. PerkinElmer generated $3.8 billion in 2020 revenue. And to prove they're using optical genome mapping, you can see PerkinElmer Genomics are proud to announce the launch of our new FSHD Type 1 assay that utilizes whole genome optical mapping to accurately detect FSHD. Go to the website, you'll see the same. They're utilizing whole genome optical mapping technology. Quest Diagnostics, also on our accounts receivable, generated $7.73 billion in 2019. In fact, they generated $7.4 billion in 2020, and this is because the drive and the surge for C19 testing. Over on CNN Business, they also stated that Bionano Genomics Sapphire system was used to support the largest study to date on C19 disease susceptibility. This was March 31st, 2020. Another factor that could drive adoption is go to the service providers of Bionano Genomics, take a look at them. them. Corteva Agriscience, a service provider focused on agricultural genomics and extensive experience in a wide range of plants and animals. With increasing net sales, you can see here on the third quarter 2021, they have a 27% increase, $2.7 billion in net sales, and for 2021, the year to date, they've generated $12.18 billion in net sales. This is predominantly driven by the continued penetration of new crop protection products, strong seed sales. So they sell seeds, pesticides, fungicides, and in fact, they've been using Bionano Genomics Sapphire system for quite a while now. If you go back in time, you'll be able to see that 2019, their research scientist, the technology leader, his name is Victor Laca. He is the technology leader at Corteva Agriscience, with 67 publications, almost 15,000 reads, and almost 4,000 citations. I think it would be really important for Cathie Woods and her analysts to speak to scientists in the field who are using the Sapphire system and have used the Sapphire system for many years. In fact, most recently, I wanted to point to this Nature Research article. In fact, more recently, just in November, this Nature Research article, they were looking into root and stem cell rot in soybeans, and this is caused by a disease known as P. sojei, which is a destructive disease found worldwide in soybeans. They actually wanted to discover genes that are going to prevent outbreaks of this disease in the future. They want to look for resistance. And who did they use for this? They had to use Bionano Genomics optical mapping, they used PacBio and 10x Genomics also. And if Corteva wants to remain a big dog and continue to bring back good returns, they need to make sure they continue to reinvest in research. If we take a look at just one of their products, you can see the Endless Weed Control System. They launched Endless soybeans in Brazil, Uruguay and Argentina, and they've initiated customer trials in the region. So with the technology, they want to strengthen their Latin America soybeans position, and they're looking to generate from this weed control system $800 million in revenue for the full year of 2021. This is going to be double the 2020 performance, and they can only do it if they continue to research, develop their products. Back in August, they were also doing de novo assembly, annotation, and comparative analysis for 26 maize genomes, utilizing Bionano Genomics yet again because they need long-range scaffolding for a contiguous and accurate de novo assembly. Another thing that's going to drive adoption is a recent acquisition. Bionano Genomics just bought Biodiscovery for $100 million. And some of the comments from the CEO Sohail Shams stated are very interesting. He believes that over the next several months, they will be updating their flagship product, the NX Clinical, to integrate structural variation data using Bionano Genomics optical genome mapping with CNV, AOH, sequence variation, and methylation data. This will provide you with a complete genomic solution regardless of what platform you're using today or will use in the future. It will also allow the integration of data across multiple platforms and modalities. So this company has been solo for over 20 plus years. They have over 3,000 customers. This is going to give us access to all of these customers in over 30 different countries. 3,000 plus customers giving us the potential possibility for us to get Sapphire sales, greater adoption. And just take a look at this new revenue stream. Just one of these customers can bring in this amount. So over on BidStats, there's a contract there, Birmingham Children's Hospital. This is over in the UK and it's a 3-year contract from December 2020 to 2023. They'll be processing samples for analysis using the Biodiscovery NX Clinical. It's a 3-year contract for support and maintenance. This single client, this single customer is worth £587,000 alone for one contract. And remember, these contracts, once you get customers and you deliver for your customers, they could be ongoing and renewable. Another thing that could drive adoption are key sites in the NHS, the National Health Service in England. In 2021, we saw King's College Hospital in London and the NHS Regional Genetics Laboratory in Belfast City Hospital adopt Sapphire systems. So both of the sites are using the Sapphire to characterize the genomes of patients with blood cancers. King's College Hospital is also attached to King's College London, and if we take a look at the 2019 to 2020 financial review of the university, they brought over £964 million. And in terms of research, new and renewed awards for research, this was £231.5 million. So recently adopting the Sapphire, they could be researching a lot of stuff with it, especially since King's College Hospital is part of the 100,000 Genomes project over in the UK, and they focus on the two main specialities that BNGO also focuses on. This involved collecting blood samples from certain patients and their relatives to increase our understanding of certain cancers and rare diseases. And it isn't just them, there are other key sites who have also adopted it. More recently, on October 20th, the NHS North East and Yorkshire Genomics team have announced that optical genome mapping represents a novel approach to the study of structural genomic variation, and they offer the promise of replacing multiple existing tests with a single test workflow. They're excited to evaluate this technology within the NHS. The next thing we also need to look at alongside key sites is whole genome sequencing in the UK. This article is written by Sukhvinder at PerkinElmer. The article is regarding the UK public approval of whole genome sequencing for newborn screenings, and will this lead to a national rollout? You know, newborn screening is super important. You'll be able to see disease early and possibly prevent some disease. With whole genome sequencing as well, let's look at Genomics England and Illumina's partnership. They are going to deliver whole genome sequencing for England's NHS Genomic Medicine Service. This was an agreement of up to 300,000 whole genomes over the next 5 years, option to increase to 500,000. And remember, Illumina won a £123 million deal in the UK, and they have us on the books. So the next thing I wanted to do was email somebody in the field who's at the top of the fields. I wanted to figure out, with whole genome sequencing being rolled out in the UK, and maybe it being rolled out for every single baby that is going to be born, with whole genome sequencing also having gaps and missing key structural variations, I looked deep into the NHS site. I looked at the 2019 plans for the National Health Service here in the UK, and I found this guy's name, Eric Topol. The NHS has been seeking his advice. So Eric Topol's name I found there. He's actually been helping the NHS deliver digitalization to the NHS, genomics and innovation. So I thought this guy will be the best person to talk to in terms of him offering consultation services to the NHS in order to upscale it and to bring genomics to the NHS. So I hit Eric up in the emails. I said, I hope you're having a wonderful Wednesday. I told him where I found him in the NHS 2019 long-term plan for healthcare delivery, and I asked him 3 key questions. I said, do you think whole genome sequencing will be built into newborn screening within the NHS? And also, if innovative long-range technologies can help find the structural variations that whole genome sequencing misses, like long reads or optical genome mapping, how will AI impact and improve healthcare delivery? He's probably a very busy man and he's a man of few words, but he did give us a reply. The guy said yes times 3. So he believes that whole genome sequencing is going to be built into newborn screening within the NHS. He believes that long-range technology like long reads and optical genome mapping can help locate and find structural variations that are missed by whole genome sequencing, and he believes that AI is going to impact and improve healthcare delivery. In terms of scalability, let's talk about next generation higher throughput Sapphire coming. Plus, let's talk about insurance reimbursements. So Cisco Trader posted Blue Cross Blue Shield in Arizona listed optical genome mapping AMA insurance reimbursement codes. These were effective on the 1st of October 2021, and you can see here that one of the codes also states looking at other structural variants by optical genome mapping and whole genome sequencing. Back in March, one of our Bionano Genomics customers, Praxis Genomics, also received their DEX Z codes from Palmetto for their whole genome analysis laboratory developed tests on Sapphire. What did the Z codes mean? The Z codes allow for this path for Medicare coverage and private insurance reimbursement for optical genome mapping with Sapphire of patients with suspected genetic disease. In terms of throughput, the Sapphire is capable of handling practice sample workloads after the latest updates to the system enabled it to map 96 human samples per week, or about 5,000 per year. But Bionano continues to improve this throughput, and they're aiming to increase the throughput of a single system to as much as 17,000 samples per year by the first half of 2023, whilst also reducing the cost of consumables to a target price of $100 a pop. Another thing that could increase adoption is if we become a sequencer. But how? What are you talking about? Bionano Genomics nano nozzle, they believe that one day combining these nanochannel arrays with nanodetectors such as nanopores may one day enable high throughput, massively paralleled long read sequencing of ultra high molecular weight DNA. The nano nozzle patent is there and we're awaiting to hear updates. Long read sequencing will offer us another juicy revenue within a different marketplace. Branching out from just optical genome mapping and the blue ocean within, we will now be able to take segments of other markets. One of the main things as well to look at adoption is Bionano Genomics customers. What are they currently working on? Why are they utilizing the machine? How are they finding using that machine? Over at Rockefeller University, the Vertebrate Genome Laboratory is utilizing BNGO Sapphire in the corner of their room, baby. If you go to the Vertebrate Genome Project website, they have this long list known as the Genome ARK, where they're mapping out all the genomes of the vertebrates they find. I have yet to find one creature, one vertebrate, where they haven't used Bionano Genomics, which covers the most bases. Eric Jarvis, the chairperson at Rockefeller University, the Vertebrate Genome Project, has also just received centralized funding from the private sector, and this is to actually help on 3 different projects. They're going to be supporting bringing back the woolly mammoth from colossal projects, alongside conservation efforts and also looking at marine vertebrate species. I think bionanogenomics, precision medicine, there's going to be huge value for pharmaceutical companies alongside genetic editing companies. As we can see in September, there was a study that found the combination of optical genome mapping and short-read sequencing provides a comprehensive genome analysis for lung cancer samples and enables the discovery of new biomarkers. Yet again, Eric Homelin has stated they believe that the combination of next-generation sequencing and optical genome mapping is currently the most comprehensive and cost-effective analysis of the cancer genome. The Sapphire system is also used by a guy over at Tel Aviv University, Dr. Yovel Ebenstein, and in terms of using optical genome mapping, they're saying that it opens up a whole new avenue for looking at specific epigenetic biomarkers. This data may for the first time allow us to discover new biomarkers and point to novel drug targets in places of the genome where no one has looked before. I would really love to see, Cathie and her analysts speaking to some of the scientists that are actually active in the field and using the Sapphire system. Another study that hit in 2020 was advances in optical genome mapping for genomic research. It was talking about optical genome mapping also enabling genome comparison and identification of large-scale structural variations. Association of these large-scale genomic features, biological functions, is an important goal in plant and animal breeding and in medical research. So not only are we looking at human health, but there's also the agriculture industry, and I want to open your eyes to this one as well. So there were some studies done on the German Shepherd dog, and they were looking at a combination of long reads, optical mapping, and high C. They were saying it's one of the most common breeds on Earth, and it's been bred for utility and intelligence. It's also been used in police and military work, protection, disability assistance, and search and rescue. But German Shepherd dogs are well known to be susceptible to a range of genetic diseases which can interfere with their training. So even within this study, they need to utilize and use bionanogenomics optical genome mapping alongside PAC-B, ONT, 10x Genomics, and high-C technologies. But what's also interesting is, will genomics enter into the pet care market and the pet industry? The market is set to reach $241.1 billion by 2026, and will pet owners be looking to use genomics to map out and see how they can prevent disease in their pets? So lastly, I wanted to ask for your help. I think that Cathie Wood and Eric Homelin should have a discussion revolving around scalability, adoption, and the roadmap of bionanogenomics Sapphire. I believe that BNGO is a global market leader in a blue ocean of optical genome mapping, but what's really interesting is what the customers are utilizing Sapphire for and who is currently on the accounts receivable. And I believe that Cathie Wood, her ARK analyst, and Eric Homelin will have a great discussion. I want to say thank you very much to Mark from Newsweeds. I want to say thank you so much to Cathie Woods for being so inspirational, intelligent, spiritual, and generally focusing on disruption and innovation to better mankind, as well as get a juicy return. So please, if you're able to, like and retweet this, tag Cathie, tag Simon Barnett, and just get them discussing. We want to get them to have a nice discussion and talk about scalability, adoption, and the roadmap for BNGO. So any likes, any retweets, any shares will be greatly appreciated. So I'll be sending that tweet as soon as I've posted this video. Now lastly, I want to thank you guys so much for supporting the channel, and I'm going to catch you in the next video where I'm going to be talking about some interesting contracts and what customers have been doing with bionanogenomics and exactly how much each contract is worth that I've found from 2 key universities in the UK. If you want to send me any donations, please click the PayPal link down below. Drop me some comments and I'll catch you in the next video. Mr. Investor Lot, over and out, baby.